What up, everyone? It's Ryan Wilson. You gonna eat that crust podcast. Are you a fan of spine-chilling tales, creepy creatures, and all things horror? Listen to L.K. the Horror Nerd. He offers in-depth reviews of movies, books, and games, exclusive interviews, and chilling discussions. That's right, folks. Check out L.K. the Horror Nerd, another podcast on the You Run Podcast Network. Check it out, y'all. I said, what up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I'm your host with the most on the ones and twos. You know they call me Fatback Supreme. You know they call me Midlife Vices. You know they call me Mount Crushmore, baby. It's the host with the most on the ones and twos, Ryan Wilson. I said, what's good? Also with me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the sweatpants overlord, follically challenged. He actually looks dynamite. Greg Hoey. Greg, what's going on, buddy?
I'm the honey mustard smuggler. What's up?
Nah, you ain't that.
Yeah, I am that.
I gotta see you drink a bottle of honey mustard if you want to earn that title, bitch.
I mean, name the date.
Tomorrow.
All right. I got some Kens in the refrigerator.
All right. Well, can he do it? And also with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the newest You Run podcast members, as far as I know. I don't get all the updates. This motherfucker's from What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast, all right? Do you understand what that means? It means what the fuck are you doing? Stop what you're doing and listen to them. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we got E-Biddy in the house. What's up, baby?
What's going on, Ryan? How we doing today?
I already told you before we started recording, I'm doing shitty, but I'm trying to give it the fucking college go.
Turn that frown upside down, baby.
Way to make it about yourself. You're supposed to say, I'm doing good.
Doing marvelous, man.
I want to give the people I want to give the people honesty, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
I called a fucking air pump at a gas station a cunt today because it wouldn't fucking work after I paid for it. And my wife was like, did you just call that air pump a cunt? And I was like, yes, I did. She's like, I'm going to leave you here. And I was like, all right, I'm being an asshole right now. I'm sorry, honey.
You know how many times I flip my own phone off just like, fuck you. Been there, bro.
Are you trying to get air in your tire?
Yes.
Well, I'm a tire guy. You should have called me. I know these things.
He is full of air.
That's right.
Shit.
Hot air.
Tonight we're not here to talk about hot hair. We're talking about motherfuckers who let the air out of the room, all right? Now, maybe you guys have been to a show, and maybe that show hasn't been so motherfucking good. Maybe you've been standing there going, why am I at this show? And if you're at the show, it's probably one of my bands played. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we bring you stories of bombing. Now, we're not talking nuclear or anything like that, all right? This isn't Oppenheimer. We're talking bands and comedians that bomb. You know what bomb means? To do shit, all right? And maybe they just weren't vibing. The audience wasn't feeling them. Maybe they're from Alabama. I don't know. Yeah, this is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So, Greg.
Yes.
Please tell me either a personal or a not so personal bombing story if you have a minute.
All right. I'm going to start out with Steve-O versus the Wu-Tang Clan. Are you guys familiar with this story at all?
No, I have not heard that one. That's an interesting combo.
So, in 2006, on the Rock the Bells Festival, it was a tribute to Old Dirty Bastard on stage. Old Dirty's mom was there. Of course, the whole Wu-Tang Clan was there. And Steve-O was supposed to be there. And so his plan was to get butt dirty naked, tuck his balls back, and do a perfect double backflip into a mangina. This is all during a tribute for ODB with, ODB's mom on stage. So he does it. They're playing a song, and all of a sudden Raekwon just fucking stops the song. He's like, "Yo, fuck that!" And he grabs Steve-O by the shoulder, and he like brings him up in front of everybody. He's like, "Yo, you better apologize, or I'm gonna fuck you up right now."
Wow.
So he's like, instantly, he's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, so fucking disrespectful. Steve-O's telling the story, and he's like, then I was told, like, yeah, you should probably get out of here. You're not really wanted here right now.
That's brutal. How did he think that was going to be a good idea?
Right?
What was going through his brain is my thought.
So Method Man and like RZA both like try to like talk him out of it, like, yo, dude, don't do that. It's gonna be crazy. And he's like, no, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be perfect, man. I'm gonna do this perfect backflip. And he was like telling the story, saying like, I did it. I nailed it. It was like a perfect backflip. He's like, it's hard to do it with your balls tucked back there, you know? He's like, it's like doing a flip with your hands tucked behind your back.
Oh, shit. Just added extra layer of difficulty. But I mean, there had to be somebody else that cleared this shit because you had to have a prop up on stage and shit like that. So who gave the final authorization for this is my question.
Like, I guarantee that it was written in ODB's will. He's like, please have motherfucking Steve-O backflip into a mangina. That's some ODB shit right there.
It's true.
That sounds like a joke he probably told to him and he took it to heart.
Right.
They got high at a party or something. He's like, dude, this is what I want you to do, man. I want you to jump right in that bitch's vagina. I want it. I want to shock everybody.
So he had to apologize to the crowd, and then like they forced him to apologize to ODB's mom as well, too. So he did that as well.
Oh, man.
I was dropping my kid off at school today, and I was already having a bad morning then, but I did drive by, and right across the street from the school was a political sign, and all it said on it was Wu-Tang is forever. I'm like, all right.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, made my day for sure.
Much rather see Wu-Tang political sides, that's for sure, year round.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? This is actually a perfect segue, because speaking of Wu-Tang, did a show at a place called like the Worthen House. It used to be like one of those fucking beat poets' houses back in the day.
In Lowell?
Yeah.
My friend Alex lived across the street from there. I've been to that bar plenty of times. I almost tried stand-up comedy there.
Oh, shit. Well, I got invited to go do a pretty cool hip-hop show up there. Like, there was a guy that was behind me, like, painting the whole time I was playing. Like, doing, like, graffiti-style paints and shit. And that was pretty dope. My set went over good. I mean, there was a decent crowd. After me, there was like this trio that went up. I can't remember the guy's name, but he kept going to the sound guy's like, turn my shit up. Hey, yo, turn my shit up. I can't hear it. Turn my shit up. And this went on through the entirety of his set, okay?
Oh, I've never happened.
They were fine. Like, his sound was fine. Like, on the crowd side, I could hear it. He probably said shit monitors.
Yep.
But then he fucking flipped out and he fucking threw the microphone. He's like, this bullshit. This show is bullshit. He's like, I opened for motherfucking Wu-Tang. I opened for Wu-Tang. This show is bullshit.
Only at the Worthen House. That
He
place
was
is
fucking
sweet.
pissed,
Oh.
dude. He did hand me his CD outside, though. And he was like, good set. I was like, didn't have to say back. I was like, right on.
Like a couple years ago, I saw like the weirdest band I've ever seen in my life there. They were like dressed like different animals and stuff, and they just played some fucking weird ass shit. But yeah, that bar's a trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
for
sounds
sure.
like pretty much a trip. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can compete with those stories. The worst thing I ever saw for bombing on a stage was years ago. It was probably the mid to late 90s. And Slayer came into the Hampton Beach Casino. We actually talked about this. Like, we had a concerts episode on What the Fuck You Doing. So this was my worst experience at a concert. Not only did I lose hearing at that concert because of fucking Slayer, but there's a band. Do you know the band Head PE?
Oh, yeah. They're no
All
good.
right. So, yeah, well, all right. They're not that great of a band. All right. So these dumb motherfuckers decided to open up for Slayer in New Hampshire, of course, you know, racist central. And so these dudes are up on the stage and they get 3 songs deep and their lead singer's black. And all of a sudden you start seeing shit being thrown up on the stage. Shit I don't think I even want to say on your fucking radio program because it was just fucking, it's stuff you don't want to hear as a white dude coming up from other
Right.
people. I kind of like, I want to get away from these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lasted all of 3 fucking songs before they were booed off the stage. Pretty sure they had to go like hide back in their van and stuff in the back because racists knocked them off the stage.
I like
Named
Head
Slayer.
I don't think they're that bad.
No, I thought I like their songs. That's the thing. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is not too bad. I'm like, what? I don't know what they're doing in a Slayer show, but this song is awesome, actually.
I
And
mean,
yeah.
it's, that's definitely a terrible combo. Like, welcome to the new metal band, Head PE. And I was like, and I'm not saying that Slayer doesn't attract the most woke fans.
Right.
This saying that at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my grandfather was an old Baptist man, and yeah, pretty much I heard some of that stuff growing up, and I didn't want to
Sure.
particularly hear any more of it. So yeah, it was not fun. That's for
Yeah,
damn
man,
sure.
it's terrible. Fuck.
Yeah, and I got stuck next to a speaker for that show, so after it's like for about 2 fucking weeks.
Ah, shit. Well, I mean, there's no cooler way to say, like, hey, why'd you lose your hearing? Be like, Slayer. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Raining blood, baby. I bleed my own blood from my ears.
All right, Greggy Pooh Bear, hit me.
So let's talk about Chris Novoselic, 1992 MTV Video Music Awards.
Chris Novoselic of Sunny Day Real Estate.
No, of Nirvana fame.
Oh,
That guy, the big, tall, goofy one.
Got-
While playing Lithium, he thought it would be a good idea to throw his bass like 15 feet up in the air.
oh, I remember this.
And the bass came down and like smacked him right in the head and like knocked him unconscious. And he just like stumbles off stage and shit. It's a pretty wild video. Obviously, it's easily searchable.
Yeah, I remember watching it on when it debuted. That shit was nuts, dude.
Yes, dude, basses are fucking heavy, especially
Yeah.
back then, especially what that tall motherfucker plays.
Oh, I can't imagine. I see these guitarists that swing their guitars around. It always makes me nervous every time I freaking see it, dude. I'm just waiting for that thing to go launching into the crowd and taking somebody out.
Or just smack like the bass player in the face.
Yeah. Well, I went to a show. There's a band called Crowbot that I really enjoy. And during their set, the guitarist does that. He does a, swing around and he takes out like one of the dolls they have set up in the background and shit. He uses it for target practice and stuff like that. So he's been doing this for a very long time. And that's the first time I've really seen it successfully done in time and everything. It was fucking impressive as hell. It's an awesome trick if you can pull it off, but dangerous as hell if it goes. You better have some strap locks on there is all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Oops.
Yeah. Oopsie.
Sick. I remember he was trying to stand up and still play, but you knew it wasn't happening. He was just stumbling like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna just keep going on myself because I'm just really feeling myself today for sure. So there was a period in my life when I was teaching and I decided to become like a children's musician. So I was doing like dinosaur songs and like chicken nugget songs. And I got paid good money. I made like $300 for like a 30-minute gig. And I got lots of gigs.
That's a great money.
Eventually, United Way found out about me and they made me their spokesperson for that year. So I was part of their ad campaign. So it was like posters of me wearing a cape with a mask on, playing an acoustic guitar, hanging up in all these schools and shit. And, they came to me one time, like, Ryan, like, as part of being our spokesperson, is like, what we need you to do is we need you to go play for our board of members at the Frisbee Memorial Hospital in their meeting room. And you're going to go play for them. I'm like, all right. Sounds kind of awkward, but sure. And dude, I know most people that listen to this podcast have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. When you have Ben Stein going, Bueller,
Yeah.
Bueller. I played for about 25 Ben Steins.
Oh, God.
Little kids rap folk music. All right, so one of the songs I had was called Dinosaur. And now when I'm doing the chorus of Dinosaur, I'm like, everybody just roar. And then, you'd have like 50 kids roaring like a dinosaur. Sounds great at a show, right? So I had to ask these motherfuckers, like, hey, board of directors, is like, you guys mind participating in this song? So I'm like, everybody just, and no lie, this is what came out of 25 Ben Steins. Roar. Woo, was that a moment where I questioned every life decision I ever made. That same year, I was asked to play on a float at the Rochester Parade.
Oh, boy.
for their Christmas parade. So I set up my equipment on a float, and the theme was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So I did a rap version of the Grinch song. All right. And the minute the float starts going, the first thing I see is like this old lady who looked like she crawled out of the cellar in Evil Dead. Lock eyes with me as soon as I start playing. And she looks me in the eye, 2 thumbs down, just goes, boo, boo, get off the stage. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's Christmas, bitch. Like,
I go right into the, you're a mean one, Mr. Bench.
Oh, people are mean. When we did a gig in New York, it was like on the beach, and I remember this old guy, he pointed at me and he said the thumbs down. It like cut me to the core. Like Nate still talks about it. He's like, dude, you cracked. It's like that old guy. He's like, you're having flashbacks. I'm like, so like anytime I see old people, I'm like, oh, they hate rap. That's for sure.
Oh, now I'm considered an old person. I loved rap, and I go with it now.
If I see people our age, that's okay. But this dude was like in his 70s. Like, I know what you're saying, man. He fucking pointed at me directly, and then he gave me the thumbs down, and it was an aggressive thumbs down.
Called your ass out.
Well, you gotta understand, this guy was probably definitely in Vietnam. He did some questionable things, and he's mad at you for it.
Yeah. He's mad because I wouldn't sing God Bless America.
Sing God Bless America.
Let me rap it to you, sir.
Boo, get off the stage.
All right, Greg, I'm not letting you go as your story, so go.
Oh, Eric hasn't got to Eric's turn.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't have these epic ones. Like I can tell my own personal one. I didn't go dig in for like, I know there's been some really like a recent story, some bands that broke up on stage and things like that not too long ago, Perry Farrell. But that didn't go so well. I'd say that was a bombing. But no,
totally bombing. I have that one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we can talk about that later. But no, the one I was actually I was stage manager. So basically stagehand, glorified stagehand. So band Asylum was coming into Wally's.
Good ticket for a runaway train, like a man been left at the rain. I'm going to do the whole song. Just
They used to be a punk band.
That's hilarious because they came out to like just 2 of them with acoustic fucking guitars, dude. It was so weak. I think the show sold all of like 35 people at Wally's. So, I mean, they even set up the barricade. And I'm like, yeah, this is way overkill for these 2 dudes. Like, I'd let them jump it at this point. Might get some excitement in here because this is brutal.
I just want to check real quick. So you're saying Soul Asylum never coming back.
Oh, they're taking a one-way train the other way. That's for damn sure, dude. Train wreck was more like it. So they're playing this song. I mean, I ended up recording, the one song Worth a Damn, which was, the one that you're singing. It's on my page, Guy Backstage. But so in between their songs, it was just like this awkward silence there. And so they're trying to tell these fucking jokes that went over as well as their songs did, like a fart in fucking church, dude. It was just, it stunk the whole fucking time that they're up to. The only thing I was grateful for is that I didn't have to do much work because they had fucking acoustic guitars, and I got paid for, it and got free lunch. So it was a win-win for me, except I feel bad for everybody that paid to watch that shit.
I like Soul Asylum, Black Golden good song, and like
dude, stop. You don't have to say that you like all these bands. It's fine.
I do like Soul Asylum.
Understand, you're a song slut and band slut. We understand.
Soul Asylum. We just talked about that.
So I like Soul Asylum. I like Collective Soul. I like all sorts of bands with souls in them.
Oh, Collective Soul.
I like De La Soul.
I like De La Soul of all the ones that you mentioned there.
Yeah, he's the best of the souls. My boss bought his wife tickets to that show where Perry Farrell fucking had the meltdown. It was her first time seeing him, and she's been like a lifetime fan, and that's the first show she got to go to.
Memorable.
Very.
That was their last show.
My boss was there working with me. I was like, how'd the show going? He's like, Kristen just said that Perry Farrell just pretty much got in a fight. I'm like, no.
That checks. I thought you were going to say Greg, my boss, was going to see Collective Soul. I was like, that checks too.
I saw them at the casino.
I know he likes good music.
All right, so this is the last personal one I'm going to tell.
Well, it's my turn.
Well, fuck you. All right, go ahead.
This one is a personal one I'm going to tell. At the Dover Brick House, back in the day, they used to have two subs, one on the left, one on the right, and they had like this partial stage in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I played that stage.
They eventually removed that middle part. And while on stage and rocking out, I kind of forgot that they removed that middle part.
Nosedive.
I stepped down and fell right down about like 3 to 4 feet into the crowd. And it was like a busy crowd too. We had a good crowd. I just got back up there and like hope that no one noticed, but I know motherfuckers were noticing because I fell off the fucking stage.
No motherfuckers caught you? What kind of fans are those?
Oh my God. You know, we had the barricades up, you know?
Oh shit. The Brick House used to be great.
It's such high status. We had barricades and the people had to fend the people off.
I had to leave out Brick House stories because there's way too many. Because I was doing Thumpin' Thursdays there for fucking over a year, and I mean, there was so much shenanigans that went on in that place. And for the sake of brevity, no more Brick House stories from me, ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, nobody gets Brick House stories anymore.
And Ryan wasn't there either that night.
Good.
But the next day, we saw iRobot together.
See, Greg jokes because we've seen like a bunch of movies together, but he doesn't remember us seeing a single movie together. So,
but he always remembers the ones I've seen with Seamus.
God, you're the worst. Last personal story for myself is I did a show with this band called Under in like 1996 at Safe and Sound.
Oh yes.
Big crowd, a lot of people there. I mean, we had a great show. When Under went up after us and they played, what's that dickhead REM song that he sings fast?
End of the World?
Yeah, End of the World.
End of the world,
yeah,
and we know it.
He asked me to come up and sing it with him. Whew. So one of their things was they tried to get the whole crowd down to their underwear for the show. All right? So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, I don't give a fuck. And I immediately stripped down to my boxers. And I did End of the World, and it fucking banged. And then I went to go stage dive, and I jumped backwards, and everybody moved away. And I fucked myself up so good hitting that concrete floor.
Man.
This doesn't sound safe or sound.
No, that's what I said. None of that sounded safe or sound.
And do you want to explain to the people? I know you've mentioned safe and sound multiple times in this podcast, but do you want to explain to the people what safe and sound is?
Safe and Sound was kind of the coolest part of my childhood. It was just like an all-ages music venue. There was no bar there. There was no drinking. But they had like bands that would later like Hatebreed played there, and Godsmack and Madball, and all these bands that eventually went on to like have more critical fame started like at the Brick House. Like I played shows with bands that would go on to be like bigger bands and shit. And it was fucking a dope place to play. I got to play there like pretty much every month. This was like the straight edge hardcore movement, but I was never a straight edge kid, but they all came up to support any fucking hardcore band that played there. And it was fucking dope.
So that was in Rochester, right?
That was, yeah, dude. It was
and it was actually it was owned by the Johnson family, right?
It was, yeah. Doug and Cheryl, I think their name was.
Ken Johnson, his son. Ken Johnson. Well, Kenny was a friend of, like, my best friend lived around the corner from him in his condo division. And I grew up playing with Kenny and wrestling with him and all a bunch of shit. So I knew the Johnson family very well.
All right, dude. You know what's crazy? We probably met before.
Probably. I mean, did you go to JC's back in the day?
What the fuck is JC's?
All right. Before I don't know, trying to describe where they have that roundabout there to get onto the highway on 16. There used to be like a little club in the back before it was Gary Sports Bar. Actually, I believe it's what it turned to, but it used to be called JC's, and they used to have hip hop and shit in that place, and kids, another place for people to go and listen to hip hop and shit like that.
Ooh, this was pre hip hop, right?
This was early 90s. So
yeah. So this was like mid 90s, and I'm in my fucking hardcore phase, and I could still sing hardcore back then before I blew my fucking vocal cords out. All right, E-Biddy, hit me with one.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw something that's not music related or comedy or anything like that. I'm going to talk about Portsmouth fucking fireworks. I don't know about you, but going to Portsmouth and watching the fireworks it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's worth a damn of going there, you know? I remember there was one particular year that I went there and I got a sweet spot, waited forever, you know, because it held on the top of the parking garage there. You kind of got to get up there early and get a good spot. All of a sudden, this fucking fog started rolling in, dude. And I had a bunch of shitty people all around me that were on top of fucking getting all drunk and shit around me. So not only have to deal with all these assholes up here, but a fog rolls in. And Portsmouth, for some reason, just put off the worst goddamn show I've ever seen. It was all of like 15 minutes long at best. And then like the fog wasn't so deep that you couldn't see any of the fireworks. So all the smoke just sat right there. And so everything just fumed or whatever. So as a bombing and, you know, the amount of people and everybody came in, I remember the paper the next day, everybody fucking bitched about that show. The people on the roof, the people in the fucking paper the next day. So when I was thinking of things that I've gone to that I was extremely disappointed and sucked, that one always sticks in my fucking brain for some reason. I don't know why.
I've seen a couple of Portsmouth fireworks. Yeah, it sucks. There's supposed to be like some protest in Portsmouth on Sunday. And I was driving through Portsmouth today thinking, I hate driving through Portsmouth when there's not a protest. Right.
Well, they actually had one year where the fireworks went into the fucking crowd, and that's why they disassociated with HEB.
Jesus.
Well, I fucking hate the 4th of July. I hate going out on the 4th of July. I last few years we just stay home and set off fireworks, dude. That shit's dangerous as fuck. Like I'm not like a Superman's man, all right? You know, I could do some shit, but dude, every fucking firework I buy like malfunctions. I have to end up like picking up 2 of my kids and running for cover. I set my fucking shed on fire one year, dude. I hate the fucking 4th of July.
I don't blame you. I mean, a pig roast that I go to pretty annually, they do a fireworks show at the very end of it. But these guys are obviously not the most safe when it comes to doing this thing. So we're set on kind of a hill, and they set them off at the pretty much midway down to the close to the bottom of the hill. But when it shoots up, dude, you can feel some of the shrapnel coming off of these goddamn fireworks, dude. And during this weekend, we like to eat a little bit of fungi and have fun watching the fireworks. So, dude, when they're literally like right over your fucking head and you're feeling shrapnel come down, you're like gripping the side of the fucking seat, like, holy shit, I feel like I'm in a battle, but I can't move.
Speaking about being in a battle and can't move, 2006, November 17th, at the Laugh Factory, Michael Richards.
Oh, no.
He said a few words. He had a few choice words and kind of definitely ruined his career. This is the bomb of all bombs. He was dropping N-bombs.
Oh, that was a rugged listen to as well. Like, there was no coming back from that.
Man. Fucking Seinfeld's one of my favorite shows of all time. So watch him fucking fall that hard. It was like, fuck, man, come on.
Yeah, you see him and Curb later on as a guest spot too, and he's like a shell of himself. They definitely tried to play off that as well too. He definitely fell on the sword. He seems sincere, apologizing.
I've seen him pop up fairly recently in something. Like, I think he's starting to become a little bit more public, but yeah, no, he was definitely ashamed, rightfully so for a while.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible what he said.
Oh, absolutely. And there's just the way he was doing. It's just like, man, he looked like a lunatic doing it. It was the whole point. Screaming it.
Right? Yeah. He was getting heckled and yeah, it turned into, I don't suggest to look up the video, but it's out there. At the Laugh Factory, and it's not a big laugh.
You know, I was trying to think of a bunch of other comedy of series that really had big bombs like that, and I couldn't really think of any other ones that were like that bad that blew up, and they blew up their whole career because of a one stupid bit they did on stage like that.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about the Bill Burr 2006 incident in Philly. But
Philly, dude, that was. I was just looking that up. It was fucking epic, dude.
Yeah, it was. But it wasn't really a bomb, though. But, I mean, it's worth talking about, obviously.
That's because he came at, dude. I mean, how many legendary comedians, like, pretty much got booed off stage at that show? Like, huge fucking names, dude. All booed off stage. And then Bill Burr comes out for fucking 10 minutes, and they fucking boo him on his first joke. He's like, you don't fucking like that? Huh? You don't think that's funny? And then he just fucking launched this tirade against all of Philadelphia. At the end of the show, they were cheering for him because they knew he was right. You're like, yes, Philly does suck. And he fucking won them over by making fun of them.
He's like, you worship a Rocky statue. Yeah. He's a
They
fictional
appreciate it.
character.
They appreciate him. He's got balls. He's not afraid of that shit. He just says, come on, bring it.
So that was pretty fucking epic, and I'll never forget that moment. Like, still one of the best comics there is, and not canceled yet.
No, he can't be. Bill Burr is uncancelable. The show that we saw at Fenway Park was so offensive. Like I saw like females there, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry."
Have you watched him walk around Hampton Beach, ripping up Hampton Beach, dude?
Yeah.
It's fucking it's hilarious. Did you ever watch a show? Was it Family Man or something like that? He has
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
F is for family.
F is for family, yeah.
I never got into it.
Well, the first couple seasons were fucking hilarious. Like, it's worth watching if you like, American Dad and things like that. It's really good.
All right. Sick. I'm going to talk about a little moment that happened. Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses fame. He had himself made a large belt that had all these super long crosses coming off of it. And I mean, they hung down to the ground. He had like 15 crosses on his belt. He walks out on the stage, not noting that it's grates, and the crosses all got stuck in the crate, so he couldn't fucking move for like 20 minutes. Yeah, he had to wait for the assistants to come out and remove his belt so he could fucking stand up. He couldn't even fucking stand up. Greg, you got any more?
Yeah, I got Nick Swardson on March 6th, 2024 in Colorado.
Is that when he's like fucking all fucked up?
He blames edibles, booze, and the altitude. But people started heckling him, and they like literally shut his mic off. And he's like, you see him like talking on the mic, like it's still trying to go.
No, I got more to say.
Yeah. And it took him like 5 people had to like come up on stage and like care. All right, Nick, that's take him off.
Let's see here.
Well, when I think of prima donnas and concerts and shit that cause things, actually, Guns N' Roses had a concert back in July 2nd of 1991, and during the band's performance of Rocket Queen, Axl Rose dived into the audience and tackled a fan who was taking photos of the concert. Axl would proceed to smash the microphone, forcing GNR to leave, which would incite a 3-hour fucking riot.
Jesus.
I know I'm like, pretty handsome for my age, but not a day goes by and I don't look in the mirror and say, at least I don't look like Axl Rose does now.
Dude.
Yeah, he looks like Mama fucking from the Goonies there.
Yeah, he does. He looks like Throw Mama from the Train. That shit. You stupid poop.
Greg?
Yes. Obviously, Milli Vanilli.
Oh. Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it.
I mean, that's all rappers do now, mostly anyways, just rap over their own track. So, not shocking today. I guess shocking in the 80s or fucking early 90s when it happened. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody likes Milli Vanilli. Greg likes Milli Vanilli.
Blame it on the rain, baby. I forgot to piggyback on Guns N' Roses, where when Metallica, what's the singer's name there?
James Hetfield.
Yeah, James Hetfield. When he got burned by the pyrotechnics, Guns N' Roses was playing with them, and they could have like killed it, but they went on for like a half hour, and he said like my throat hurts. And he was like, drinking wine, smoking butts, and then there was a riot after that show as well.
Fucking Guns N' Roses, man. They were definitely destined to riot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Metallica turned into bitches with that whole Napster shit anyway. Who gives a fuck? You deserve that, assholes.
You're on the wrong side of history.
Well, since we're going with the riot theme, too, you also got the infamous 99 Woodstock Baby riot from Limp Bizkit.
Just watch a documentary about that shit. What a miserable fucking show.
Oh dude, that whole fucking thing was brutal. Like, just watching that documentary. But I mean, I have a friend of mine that was at that riot.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, in the documentary, you can see me sitting on top of the trailer in the back over there when all the fires are going on.
Great.
That documentary gave me trench mouth.
just all that shit that in the porta potty stuff. I'm like, oh, that's fucking brutal, dude. And there was actually people getting raped, girls getting raped in that fucking concert.
it was awful.
That was
it was terrible.
I mean,
was
I remember
horrible.
having like the double cassette, or maybe it was a quadruple cassette of that fucking show. And fuck, it really ruined it for me watching that documentary. I'm like, this wasn't peace loving music at all.
I watched that live at Seamus's, the Mustard Smuggler's basement in Connecticut.
Oh shit.
We saw the Chili Peppers fucking light that shit on fire. It was crazy.
Yeah, and the groups that they had playing there, I'm like, this is supposed to be about peace, but you get fucking Limp Bizkit up there, Korn, fucking Rage Against the Machine, fucking like, what the hell does that mean? Like, you guys are just as a money grub, and the food and all that. It was just watching that documentary. I'm like, wow, and it was on a fucking Air Force base where it's all like concrete and shit. Like, that is the opposite of Woodstock, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
They passed out candles at the end to have like an honorary like.
Right?
Remembrance of something like, let's give these fucking maniacs fire.
Fire where they've all been like all bunch of drugs, no sleep, and fucking covered in shit. Let's give them fire.
These candles will calm them down.
Yeah.
Calming candles, they're scented because you guys stink.
They might burn a few things, but then they'll get it out of their system.
Oh, light your joints with it. That's what they should have passed out, as a shitload of joints.
Yeah, right.
Them fucking candles.
I got one for Solid 8. I think I've told the story before, but we were playing with like our sister band, The Screen, and we were playing at this biker bar in Manchester, New Hampshire. I can't think of the name of it. I don't think it exists anymore.
I know The Screen. They're a good band.
They are a great band. And so we were playing with them, and I remember the guy came up to Rob, who's the lead guitar player. He's like, who the fuck is this? He's like, oh, this is Solid 8. They have a show here in 2 weeks. They're opening up for us. They're promoting their show. He's like, oh, they don't have a show here. So we bombed on stage, and we got our show removed, even though Solid 8 was tight as fuck, but they had rap music.
If you ask me, you guys were eons from Babylon, Greg.
We also opened up for Scissor Fight, too, and the crowd fucking hated us.
Bro, I love Scissor Fight.
I'm looking at a painting right now, right by my computer, from the guitar player from Scissor Fight.
Did you ever play with Fancy Sick?
Oh, I remember Fancy Sick. Holy shit.
Yeah. Were you ever in Minno's basement?
No.
No? Okay, all right.
No, like Tim Matthews and shit.
Yep. Absolutely. I went to high school with Ryan.
Edit that name out, but he's the one who.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
At GrowGen, like I had to go clean out the truck because he got demoted from being the driver, and he's like, "Oh, I don't understand why I get demoted from being a driver." I was like, "Bro, I went in there, and there was nothing but blunt guts and fucking blunt roaches everywhere. There was blunt roaches in like Coke cans filled to the brim." We got a manager, and he would go and break up his blunt in her office, and she would always be like, "Gee, why do I have blunt guts in my trash can?"
Oh. Go put your corpses in the toilet, bro.
Yeah, you're bombing at life, dog.
You must remember Profound Underground, Greg, as you had a brief stint in it.
I did have a brief stint in it.
Greg, we had one Andy Freeman, the charismatic Andy Freeman, who's now the principal of a high school. I just want to prestigious high school in California, mind. We had a rap hardcore group called Profound Underground. So yeah, it was a very I don't know. We were just whatever. We were us. And Andy is a very free soul. So we got asked to play at this biker bar in Wolfboro. All right.
Which one? I probably know it.
I don't fucking know, dude. But I know that we went in and there was this fucking bartender in like a cowboy vest and nothing under it and a cowboy hat. And Andy immediately like locks eyes. He's like, "Oh, I love you, girl." And we get on stage and start doing our set. We could tell that the bikers are pissed off at us. And we figured like, let's do one more song and get the fuck out of here. And the song was called Sweet Home Motherfucking Rochester, which was like Sweet Home Alabama. But we freestyled the whole song, and Andy decided to make it a love song to the bartender, which was very profane very quickly. And after that song, the bikers walked in and says, "You guys have 10 minutes to pack your shit. and get the fuck out of here, or you're fucking done for. We carried our amps out while they followed us all the way to the cars and fucking.
Oh shit!
It was a lot, man.
Shit.
Oh, the band stories. There's so many good things out there, dude. I played some kick-ass fucking parties. Oh,
Does anyone have anything else to add?
We were, I remember myself, Lionel, and I can't think of who else was with us, but we were partying at Biker Weekend to piggyback on bikers. And we pulled down the street looking for this party. And you get up there, and there's a big neon sign that says Hell's Angels.
Ooh.
And we're like, oh, shit. And like this guy like just grabs us, he's like, hey, or just gets in our car, and he's like, puts his head in our car. He's like, hey, you guys aren't from around here. Get the fuck out of here right now. And we're like, oh, we're sorry, sir. We were just turning around. Like, we don't know. We didn't mean to go on this road.
I'm going to leave off on this one, guys. Mickey Thompson of Starship remembered being pelted by bottles filled with urine at the 1988 Reading Festival, but Meatloaf, who played later in the day, had it worse. After being hit with a bottle, he walked off stage. Promoters tried to get the crowd to promise to stop throwing things so Meatloaf could finish his set. They got the band back out, Thomas remembers, and Meatloaf walks back out on stage, center stage, and grabs the mic. And before he can sing one harmonious, lustful note, a bottle hits him in the face and breaks his nose.
his name is Robert Paulson, man. Oh, did he get out of there like a bat out of hell?
Hey.
Oh,
I got one more. I'll end with Ashley Simpson, October 23rd, 2004. She was caught lip syncing and did a little troll dance when the music stopped, and she's gone. I'm pretty sure she died after that night.
She got Billy Vanilla'd.
Yeah. They took her out back and shot her.
Ashley who?
Exactly.
Lauren Michaels, you're like, look, Ashley, it just didn't work out. Norm MacDonald's going to shoot you now.
I don't know. The last thing I have is when I was in a band way back in the day. Her and Dizzle was my drummer, and we played Scorpions in downtown Dover. Downtown Durham, yeah. So back then, it was obviously a college bar. So all the kids were coming in, and they were supposed to collect an entry fee when they came into the bar. First come in. Well, obviously those kids are cheap. So what they did instead is we pushed us in the basement. So we're playing our set in the fucking basement where nobody could really hear us. And they had the music up top so loud. So definitely nobody could hear us. And they wanted us to have people pay the cover fee to go down into the basement. So fucking, we're going through our first set and we're like, how come there's no fucking people here? This bar is, we know there's people in this fucking bar. Why is there nobody fucking watching our band and everything? Like we're having a good set. We don't suck that bad, I don't think. So fucking her and Dizzle figures out what's going on, that the owner isn't covering any charges. So he literally gets into it with the owner. It almost blows. Goes downstairs, fucking packs up his whole fucking kit and starts like running his kit through the whole fucking crowd. And I've never seen a man bust down a drum kit and that fast in my fucking life and get the whole thing out. I'm like, okay, so I guess we're done playing this event for the evening. We're fucking out of here. And the funny thing is a couple months later, we ended up, hosting an open mic at the same fucking bar. So
Perfect.
Yeah, he made up again. But that was the worst show that I think we played there. So it was just no fun. And Henry lost shit.
Drummers do that.
Yes, they do.
All right. Well, E-Biddy, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Do you want to give us an update of the future of the What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast?
Well, like I said, we're joining the You Run Podcast Network here. We just, they put out a little announcement thing. We collected with them. We probably won't be in full cycle for a couple months down the line, but we definitely want to try and maybe get you folks back on and somebody else from the network start promoting it. We got our second season that just launched. We got a few episodes back there. We went to Free Comic Book Day, talked a little bit about it. Talked a little about hashing. Never heard about that before. It's kind of an interesting story. So I definitely recommend listening to those episodes.
Fantastic.
That we just launched. Yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff coming up. I'm going to talk about cryptids and things like that. So come check it out. What the fuck you're doing? W.T.F.R.U doing pod@gmail.com if you want to message us or follow us on Instagram.
Fantastic. That sounds great, man. I can't wait to hear more from you guys. Can't wait to collaborate more. Welcome to the network.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
And I want to thank everyone for listening. You're all beautiful, beautiful people, and we love each and every one of you. And I want to thank our Patreon supporters. You guys are the best.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who listens. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, X, all that stuff, Spotify, Apple Pod, YouTube. If you want to join our Patreon for just $1, you can get episodes up to a week early, and you can help the show. And if you want to help the show in other ways, you can give us a review. You can give What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast a review. We'll take 5 stars if you guys want to be so generous.
Oh, we would love those 5.
And yeah, we rep the You Run Podcast. Find us and all the other awesome shows at yourunpodcast.com.
Yeah, guys. And we're pretty much best friends with Sage Francis now anyway. It's like, are you guys best friends with Sage Francis? Pretty much. Probably not. All right. We are, though. I'm pretty sure he's coming to my kid's next birthday party.
Brag.
Anyways, thank you all for listening. Eric, thank you for coming on. And everybody, please remember,
In Crust, we trust.
Yeah, I'm stuff crust. A nigga something extra, yeah, I'm stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm stuff crust. So it's cheese gonna bust, yeah, I'm stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm stuff crust. A nigga something extra, yeah, I'm stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, I'm stuff crust. So it's cheese gonna bust, yeah, I'm stuff crust.